We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
And this might be that opportunity where I can finally become cool. All right, I think we're on, Matt.
Did we make it?
I think so. Finally,
we made it to the second episode of Welcome Back, Biden. Cue
Oh,
soundtrack.
Yes. Oh, and what
cue the Vuvuzela.
The kazoo or whatever else.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know what that instrument is. So.
What? Oh, a Vuvuzela?
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
A Vuvuzela is like, it's a kind of air horn that audiences use at football games.
At football games?
Football. As
football.
What we call soccer, but with the
okay, that's football.
Internationally, what is recognized as football.
Okay, because I was very confused. I was like, I just thought you were doing multicultural.
I think it should become a thing at American football games, though. I'm down with that.
Well, I mean, I'm down for whatever.
If we ever get beyond, like, did you say whatever upsets people?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure people would be upset.
Oh yeah, no, they'd hate it. They'd be like, "What are vuvuzelas doing in my American football game?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, but luckily we're here now. This is great. We made it to our second episode after so many. When did we do our first episode?
Years ago.
I
think it was back in 2020.
20, yes. Well, it feels like it's been years.
We survived the Second American Civil War, and the massive water riots, and now we're here.
Yes, exactly.
After the internet was restored, and the moon was set back into orbit, that got a little tricky for a second there.
We're in the beginning stages of Waterworld, is what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm already growing gills, so I mean, I can help you out, SOCO, if you need it.
I'm down for it.
All right.
I really could use some gills. It certainly would spice up my life. Well, anyway, welcome back, Biden podcast. Yes, this is our second episode. And I'm pretty sure our audience also heard the amazing theme song done by our very own Colin Brown, correct? I think it matches well with our show.
It does. It's so excellent. I'm so happy for what Colin had devised for the intro to this show.
Yeah,
it's excellent.
We'll probably turn it in that way. I got a feeling. Whereas we'll be talking about something and then we just kind of forget it.
That's how these things go.
But another great news. Also, we're now available on Apple and Patreon
and YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, YouTube as well too. That's right. We are on there as well.
YouTube. The YouTube channel is sponsored by a fellow by the name of Joseph Bideman of Bideman, Byeman and Associates.
They're not incorporated, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't ask him. He just kind of took control of the YouTube channel. I
gotta meet this fellow. I don't think they're related, but they could be related to Biden.
Our secret funder, or whatever you call, investor, if you will. Our venture capitalist backing this venture.
Oh God, that would be amazing.
It would be amazing to have some random stranger like give us money just to talk on the internet for no reason at all.
Yeah, I know, and we'd just be like, "Why?" And he'd just be. Just because I'm like, yeah, that's a good reason.
So, SOCO, what do we have on the agenda for today?
On today's agenda? Well, good question. I thought we are going to talk about some things going on, it being Thanksgiving, talking on that. And, well, before we go on, I do want to note this. Colin is currently on a break with us. as our producer, and we have another person, David, who is taking over for now.
Yeah, thank you,
So,
David.
Yeah, thank you so much. We honestly appreciate this. I do want to note here we are kind of we're gonna, Matt, I want to categorize us just for now. I don't know if we're really going to be this, but we're going to categorize it for now, which is we're a culture and politics podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we were going to be bigger than Jesus. I thought that's where you were going. But yeah, no, we are a culture and politics podcast.
We'll see if we can stick with that.
The culture and politics podcast that's bigger than Jesus.
It's bigger than Jesus. Yes. I wonder if anyone gets that reference anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There are a couple of baby boomers out there who will they might smile or cough, but that'll be it.
Yeah, and they try to keep on reminding us about that era too much. With such wonderful movies like Yesterday and Across the Universe. They're not wonderful movies, folks. I
mean, it's fun. The 60s and 70s were fun, but I'm ready to move on to something that isn't like that. I'm also ready to move on whatever god-awful, degenerate, depressing eon we're stuck in the middle with all these terrible millennial suicidal movies that I can't take anymore.
I don't know where we are, Matt, with where we are as a culture, to be honest. I don't know where we are.
That's as much as I'm willing to gripe today, but I do kind of feel like we culture has taken this massive turn into something that is unholy.
It's very much unholy and quite hard to understand. I can say that much. Well, anyway, I should know, as you all know, my name is, you guys might know me formerly known as SOCO, or maybe as SOCO. Sometimes I'm known also as Dirtbag Lou. This is my other name.
This is news to me.
Well, I think you always knew. I think you always knew, Matt. And of course, we have here Matthew Rainwater as my co-host.
Yeah, that's who you ended up with.
Yeah.
Sorry, SOCO.
It's okay. So, we're both I guess we're both co-hosts. Is that it, right? We're both co-hosts.
Sure. Yeah,
Yes.
We're both co-hosts.
That's it. All right. Well, here we are, Matt. I do want to get on to our topics of today, if that's okay.
Yeah, what do we got?
And the major one, it being Thanksgiving. Okay. I had quite a great Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure you did too, or you're about to. Is that it?
Oh, no, I mean, it was a fine Thanksgiving. I mean, it's I'm trying to figure out how to talk about it because it's a little bit messy in the sense that my grandmother, who's the last remaining grandparent that I have, had some health issues this week, but she's doing good. She's doing fine. All things given. But beyond that, I mean, it was just me, my mother, my sister, my aunt, hanging out, eating a lot of turkey and ham. So,
okay.
How about you?
We all. I mean, I met with my family. I had my mom, my parents, my brother, and my younger sister come in. Oh, they came in. My younger sister came in from out of town, and then we had other relatives as well. Yeah, it wasn't a small one, especially with everything going on. It probably wasn't
right.
Best idea, but anyway, I mean, what can you do? I don't know what to say. What can you do?
Well, what was I mean, your parents just wanted to have a lot of people over, or did a lot of people just come over and show up, or that?
Well, I mean, okay, well, we all invited them out.
Okay.
I wasn't making it. I'm making it sound like I wasn't. I know. I hate these times. That's all.
That's the thing. It's like, what are you supposed to do at a certain point? It's like, it's the holidays. Holidays are already depressing enough as it is. Like, without having family and friends around, just because I know for myself,
Mhm.
holidays often turn into really self-reflective times. I think about people who I can't see anymore, or like are missing in my life for various reasons. People who I would see around the holidays, and that can be kind of, that could be kind of a sad thing. And so I used to not understand, because I would hear this statistic a lot, where like
Mhm.
holidays are often a time where people um, face suicidal thoughts, depression, stuff like that. And for a long time, I didn't understand that. And now, as I'm getting older, I'm like starting to notice that creep in a little bit. Just
Oh wait,
because,
not the thoughts, right?
well, I mean, depression, melancholy. I get kind of melancholy around holidays, so I'm glad that we can have this podcast to give me something else to do. But no, it's
So,
actually been a pretty decent Thanksgiving, all things considered, for myself.
okay, so this podcast is saving your life, is what you're telling
Yes,
me.
you're saving my life, SOCO.
Yes, I thought so. I thought so. I'm really wow. I'm contributing to someone's life for once. I'm actually keeping it going. Okay, good. Holidays. Yeah, I always look forward to holidays just because it is. I always think about seeing all my family.
Yeah.
Um, so I tend to look always forward to that. But it does get depressing too. I mean, I'll have to admit this one was a little sad in some ways, just because we couldn't see everyone,
Yeah.
some other family members too. And so,
I mean, this has been like one of the most depressing years on record, I'm sure, for everybody.
yes,
Um,
definitely
like
so.
I had, like I had before 2020, there were a couple of years that were full of dread and whatever, but 2020 is like, I think what it is for me in 2020 is that this year is so weird and so absurd that I've kind of just thrown up my hands and been like, all right, whatever. Like what, like what else should I expect other than this year's just going to be, it's going to just be really strange, really weird, uncomfortable in parts. We're just all caught in the middle of this weird social experiment to like see if we as a species will survive ourselves. Basically, that's what it feels like anyway.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know where we're going as a people.
Yeah, I don't
um,
know. Could be Hunger Games, could be Logan's Run. Logan's Run would be kind of fun.
I well, I'm still hoping for a Star Trek future, but I don't think we're on that path anytime soon.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I pretty regularly follow everything that's going on with SpaceX and everything that's happening with all the private ventures into space. And while it's not, I know a lot of people feel very precious about NASA and very precious about government-run space programs.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of this opinion of like NASA hasn't done jack shit for like the last, I don't even know how many years. It's probably time to let somebody else take a turn at the wheel. And if they can't figure it out, then maybe we can get NASA back in. But right now, like, let's give SpaceX a shot and see where that goes, because it can't be worse than how the last decade has gone for like American space travel.
Well, I don't know. Like with American, I don't know. First of all, it doesn't get as much coverage. I think NASA's like boring to people.
I don't know. I don't know. You really think that's the case?
Yeah, no one gets excited that we're throwing people into space. I mean, they've had tons of like space launches and no one. I mean,
NASA really hasn't had a ton of space launches. Most
not
of
lately.
most of
Not
the space
lately.
launches have happened internationally. There have been several within the last decade. several of the space launches to take astronauts, like American astronauts, to the International Space Station were done through Russian space launches.
So that's what I'm seeing on media videos and such. Is that what I'm seeing?
Well, I mean, I don't know what exactly you're seeing. I couldn't tell you exactly which one was which.
Okay.
Especially now that like we're getting into this new age where, you know, it's going to be a lot of joint privatized stuff. So
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know. There's always things happening, and if it, I don't know, if it's not something you can Instagram, I don't know. If it
no,
can't
I
fit,
mean, I was interesting to me to hear you say that you felt like NASA, a lot of people don't care what NASA does. And I actually don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people, well, maybe it's just people who are in STEM and, you know, science nerd types who get really nostalgic about NASA. But I definitely remember, like, for a while in the 2010 period, like, I remember a lot of people having NASA nostalgia. And it was definitely nostalgia because NASA wasn't doing anything during that period of time. So, like, you know, people just feeling very, very chuffed about NASA. I don't know else. I don't know where else to go with that. I'm just saying
Mhm.
that's what I saw.
Well, you seem to have seen a lot more than I have, so I, I
I
just
like
don't know.
space. I don't know. I do. I find all the stuff going on in space travel and innovations in space travel to be really interesting. And
What?
I'm just seeing this. I don't know where to go with that. David was trying to send me helpful tips, and I totally overran it. But anyway, so
Okay.
here's the thing. NASA's cool. I hope they bounce back.
Mhm.
I'm rooting for them. But for now, I guess we'll be watching SpaceX kind of take the center of the show here.
Or Space Force, right? We got Space Force.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't know who Space Force is fighting. We started fighting really abstract things like terror, and now we're just going to be fighting space. So that's
that that
cool.
that is really abstract.
Yeah, we're going to be fighting an entire dimension.
I am really for that because it's a never-ending battle. I hope something exciting happens. I really want to go to space. I know it's probably never going to happen in my lifetime, but I like to think it is going to happen. But I know it's
I
not.
don't know about that.
Yeah.
Things are progressing pretty fast. I think I honestly think by the time we're 50,
Mhm.
you could at least pay like $1,000 to go up to space for about 10 minutes. I think we'll get that far by the time we're 50.
Oh man, God, I don't want to think about that because 50 is not really that long in some ways.
No, it's not long at all. At all.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I guess we have that to be thankful for, that we can talk about space and possibly go into that future.
Wait, is that is that the moment of the podcast we're at right now? Is where we're going to be talking about things we're thankful for? What are you
I guess
thankful for, SOCO?
uh I don't know. I'm always wondering about that.
Ambiguity. You're thankful for ambiguity. Ambiguity is an important part of any person's life.
I mean, I'm always thankful for all the boring stuff, right? For family.
Yeah, sure. I'm thankful for a family. No, I mean, like, I guess for myself personally, like, I'm legitimately thankful for both my mom's house and my grandmother's house were spared from all the damage that Laura and Delta had dealt in the area, like in the Southwest Louisiana area. That could have been really bad.
Oh, that
Um,
makes, yeah.
yeah. Um, thankful for having a vehicle to get around and not getting COVID yet.
Yes. I guess I'm thankful for those same things in regards to the COVID stuff and be able to move around a bit somewhat. Um, I mean, I'm thankful to be with my folks. I'll be honest on that one. I mean, I haven't been able to see them as much, and I think COVID has both been a curse and a blessing in a way, just because of for me, it's basically put me into a remote situation, to where I've gotten to stay with them for a longer period of time, so which I'm kind of happy about. Um, but yeah, I mean, but this whole year has been quite crazy. And I and it might be more even crazy, even though now, and I'm just going to move on to our next topic really quickly here.
Oh, where are we going?
We're going to our president, who's been honored in this podcast. I guess honored.
Well, our soon-to-be president.
soon to be president. Yes, this is right.
Our president-elect, as they like to say.
President-elect.
In the business. Whatever business that is.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, it's kind of funny. Biden's going to be our president. And I don't know. It feels so weird.
Why would you say that, SOCO?
It doesn't feel right.
Does it? Well, here's my question. Does it feel any more right than having Donald J. Trump as your president?
No, it just I don't know. It just it just feels really, I don't know, like, because I forgot what we talked about last time in regards to it, but I mean, I'm relieved he became president, but I'm not like ecstatic or anything.
No, nobody is.
It made me really depressed, to be honest.
Really?
So, yeah.
I guess, I mean, I don't know. When I was making the logo for our podcast,
fine logo.
I really was feeling it. Like, I was feeling it like, oh, these are going to be some fun 4 years because nothing important is going to happen for anybody. Nothing important at all is going to happen. And it's going to be, like, it's just going to be fun. I don't know how else to put it.
Oh my gosh.
But you might feel differently about that.
I don't know. It feels like, almost in a way, like, because I mean, I've been feeling like this for a while. This need to want to kind of check out a little bit, because I was really into the politics stuff, and I don't know. It feels like, oh great, he's coming back. We're going back to some sort of normal, whereas things are still kind of terrible, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine there would be anybody we could elect that would make the entire country feel like, oh, we're going into a utopic future. I mean, like, yeah. Like, if Bernie had been elected either of those times, maybe things would be like, I would be really interested to see what the United States will be like once we do get a candidate in who's like, we're doing universal health care. We're just doing it. Like, that's the only thing that candidate is even. I mean, I'm imagining right now some imaginary president who has a single platform president. It could either be single platform universal health care or single platform, like, universal basic income. One of those two things. I think I would feel excited. I mean, if we had something like that, because then we'd be heading into new territory. And I think I understand what you're saying, Biden doesn't make you excited because we're just back in the same territory where we were 4 more years ago, right?
Yeah.
Back
And
to basics.
God, and it's just so awful.
Although we might get federally legalized weed, so I don't know.
I
Don't count your chickens before they hatch just yet.
I don't know. This man keeps on going back and forth about a lot of stuff. So he'll say one thing one day, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna forgive everyone $40,000. I might just do only $10,000. Well, let me rephrase that $10,000 a little bit." You know,
Well,
he
that's going to
keeps
be half the fun of a Biden presidency. You don't know what's going to happen, which is the same thing that happened with Trump. It's just not as existentially threatening.
yeah. Well, Trump is not. Trump just talks a lot. That's the kind of his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Biden talks a lot too. Well, but then again, there's just so many things that have happened with Biden that are just awful to think about. Um, I, I mean, like, I don't know. People with Trump were just absolutely insane. I mean, I'm talking about the people really against Trump. It was just utterly insane.
I
Just the
mean,
stuff.
for or against, I feel like that was kind of the for or against, like anybody who predicated their entire like political life on their opinion of Trump. Like all of those people made everybody else miserable.
Oh
And
yes, he did.
like it's interesting right now because we're in this weird state where like Trump isn't really out of the White House yet. Biden's not in yet. So
Mhm.
nobody's really talking about any real important political subjects necessarily. It's just kind of like it's kind of a weird break period. It feels like, at least that's how it feels like for me. But my Twitter is also like massively curated to the point where, I mean, all I have now is just stuff about UFOs or, you know, unimportant things, memes, things like that.
Well, Twitter is not even that. Like, I think a lot of people, I mean, the feeling I'm getting is just like, all right, we're here. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I imagine the next 4 years is going to be like.
So,
That's just going to be everybody's general mood is just like, well, we're here. Cool.
God. There are some weirdos though. I mean, I obviously I think we're talking like people who's as you put it, either for or against or the crazy ones. For or against Trump or really the crazy people, which I have not been able to stand for the last 4 years.
Well, and what's
Um,
kind of, I mean, what's really sort of frustrating about it too is I think though the people who caused all of that frustration for everybody else, they're never gonna like they're never gonna be aware of it, right? Like even 4 years from now, when Trump is out of everybody's like vocabulary in terms of politics, assuming that even happens, he might still linger. But
well, I mean, this.
let's
I mean,
assume in a brighter future, everybody
well,
somehow forgets about the fact that Trump was president of the United States for 4 years, even though literally nobody has forgotten that Obama was president for 8 years. And that has been like a sore point for both the left and right, which is hilarious to me. Like I think the left is actually more angry about Obama having been president at this point than the right. I don't know what your opinion on that is, Soko.
well, I don't know what to say. I mean, there are a lot of. I think more people are upset who lean towards left. I mean, who
Yeah,
are left, who consider
yeah,
themselves like the ones who like to call themselves leftists are really upset with Obama.
yeah.
Um, but they've been upset for a very, very long time. But those who call themselves liberal more so are not upset with Obama.
Sure. No, I mean, I get what you're trying to clarify. I guess when I say left, I only mean the most like hardcore lefties, but really, honestly, yeah. No, I mean, liberals loved Obama. I loved Obama for a long time. And then the last 2 years, I was like, okay, this isn't the utopic dream we were all
Hoping for.
Yeah, we were all hoping for.
Yeah, no, he disappointed a lot of people. A lot of leftists really disappointed with him. Certainly made a lot more people cynical, I would say, in the sense of just because there was a lot of promise behind him, and those expectations were just kind of like, oh, he's really not going to change things as much.
Oh no, nothing. Like, I don't know if I should say nothing. I mean, there is the whole Affordable Health Care Act, which I mean, for myself, it didn't personally change a whole lot. I just was compelled by force to buy healthcare now, which I'm not super excited about, but I have healthcare, so cool.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that was like one of the big things is he really contributed to was that. But for a lot of other people, I mean, there was just so much. I don't know. I was talking with someone the other day about it, and I mean, I try to tell them like the one big thing was just really the idea of putting pre-existing conditions that insurance companies couldn't deny people that anymore. Right. And that was like the big thing, but it caused a lot of other problems because no one calculated that insurance prices were going to go up.
Right.
And with that also came that if you wanted to say, if for example you were paying rates whereas you could get, I don't know, monthly doctor visits, in order to get that again you'd have to pay a higher premium or something compared to before, and it really upset a lot of people. So it only really showed really how messed up our system is.
Oh yeah, I mean, healthcare premiums are outrageous, and there's no guarantee at all whether or not you're even going to get really proper health coverage. Like, it's a mess. I don't have any good answers on that frontier. Like I'm kind of just trying my best to make sure that I'm healthy by my own actions and prevent myself from getting into a hospital for as long as I can. Hopefully, the next time I need any major medical, assistance, they'll have robots that I can pay like a quarter.
I
get my gallbladder removed.
I'm hoping for some nanobots to be put into me to save me.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Definitely waiting on the nanobots, and you can have a nice little app, and the app connects to all your nanobots, and you get an update. And when you download that update, all the nanobots go haywire, and you turn into a mutant super soldier.
Okay, that would be sweet. Well, wait and see. I mean, certainly after this Thanksgiving dinner, I'm definitely not in a... Hopefully I won't be going to the hospital. I mean, I ate so much. I felt sick. But anyway, I don't know, though. With Biden coming in, I just wonder how much if I'll even check out more. I wonder if a lot of people are just gonna. The feeling is I know a lot of people are kind of feeling,
for sure. The next, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen pretty much immediately after inauguration. There's gonna be the big checkout. Yeah. Like, social media is gonna become incredibly trivial and silly, which I'm looking forward to. But I mean, just from a statement of facts, I think people are gonna. It's gonna be a lot like. It's gonna probably be a lot like the Obama years, where it's constant repeating of like office memes and things like that.
Oh God, dear God.
So get ready.
Oh God, people annoy me so much. Sorry. Oh man. Anyway, though, but at least with this, I mean, there is going to be some. Hopefully, the pandemic will be able to be somewhat uh, uh, be taken care of a little bit more properly. Now that we have finally got a vaccine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and this is I mean, it's cool. It's we got a vaccine, which is amazing.
I have to admit, my only information about the vaccine has been from paranormal talk shows and the Joe Rogan podcast. So, as far as I'm aware, it's either going to kill all of us or give us all cancer because it's some sort of special new vaccine that I mean, that's the part that I'm actually really interested in hearing about, and I don't really know enough about is the actual mechanics of the vaccine. Because from what I understand, I don't know if this is the case for both companies, but I know that at least one of them has something to do with the RNA. And beyond that, I don't know anything else. All I heard is RNA, and then everybody's going to die. So, if you know any more information regarding these vaccines, SOCO, I would love to.
I don't know too much. Besides, I've also heard some weird stuff about one of the vaccines.
Okay, so we're all going to die. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I am a little hesitant about these vaccines too. So, because usually this takes about 2-3 years, I've heard.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, so in response to what you're saying there, my aunt who just recently retired from healthcare, she understood a little bit about that, and she was telling me that so the part of the reason they were able to fast forward production of it is because they had so many people researching it all at once. Because usually what happens with a lot of vaccines, if it's not like a big thing, like for instance Ebola or I don't know, some virus that we don't see that much in like quote unquote first world countries or whatever, it just does not get a lot of priority. So the research pool for it is really small. And because the research pool is so small and the data pool is so small, they have to do years worth of research. With coronavirus, the data pool was gigantic. Or gigantic in comparison. So they were able to speed through it faster. Now, granted, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Like, I mean, I keep hearing stories about how like some small percentage of people were having like agonizing pain and stuff like that. So that's the part I get kind of concerned about. Like, I'm not going to be the first person getting immunized. I'll just say that. Like, I'll wait. I'll let the first couple waves go through and see how it shakes out.
So you don't want to be the Superman, essentially, of the group? Like, just go in and become ultimate?
No. I stay in my room all the time anyway, so I'll let everybody else get to it first.
Well, supposedly it's going to take... I've heard... Now, even I just saw an article saying about they're going to have 6.4 million, right? I don't know how true that is. But I heard that, I mean, they're going to be distributing this, and they're going to be following the CDC guidelines about who should be getting it first. It's first going to go to healthcare workers. And I have heard that even, and probably some federal agencies as well too.
Okay.
I've heard, I believe the State Department is going to be ordering their employees, or some of their employees, to start taking, to try to get them the vaccination. I believe, and Dave, maybe you can look it up really quickly for us. I believe there it's State Department, Department of Defense, and maybe TSA, and I can't remember the other two. but I believe they're going to be getting it. The next ones after the healthcare workers.
Okay, so
But
they're that makes plenty of sense. That's pretty good idea.
and then
So
probably elderly. I don't know exactly.
oh
what
sure, I'm sure that's what's going to happen. Is elderly will be first in line after healthcare workers and federal employees, and then you and me are going to be last.
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
you know what I mean? Like, other than the kids who have to go to school, you know, but I mean, we're going to be last in line for sure.
We're definitely the non-essential people. They want to get rid of us. Actually, probably.
Well, too bad for them. We got some bad news.
They want to get rid of burgeoning podcasters and podcasters in general. These are like the lowest of the low. Okay. Well, Dave just helped us out here. So healthcare, what they say, essential workers, adults with high risk medical conditions, and elderly 65.
All right.
Okay. Well, we just have to. I mean, the interesting thing though is like, there's the one by Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine. And BioNTech, I believe, is a German company, so they work together to make their vaccine.
Okay.
And Moderna is the other one, and I don't think Pfizer got too much funding from the federal government to help with their vaccine. Moderna did, and they're actually two different types of vaccines. And I think Moderna might be the one that you were talking about earlier, being with the nanobots or whatever.
Yeah, the one that's going to make everybody mutate or has the alien hybrid genes in it or whatever.
Yeah, I think they're the ones with that. And they got a lot of federal funding, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe, or it could be the Pfizer one. I forget. I don't know. One of those guys.
You've really cleared it up.
Yes, I, as you can tell, I'm really well informed about this. Actually, no, the Moderna one I know got the federal funding. It was whether or not they got the nanobot one, I'd forget. It's either a Pfizer one or Moderna one. I have no idea. But the Moderna one did get a lot of federal funding, if I'm not mistaken.
This is,
They got a lot of help.
This is an excellent. See, I think we're doing an excellent job of deconstructing news podcasts. 'Cause most news podcasts, you get clarity on issues, and we're here to do the exact opposite.
Yes,
to make sure you don't know at all what's going on in the world, because we don't either.
We definitely do not.
That's our motto.
Do you want to know? Don't ask us. I don't know. I just get so... Well, I mean, I follow a lot of news, and I mean, I'm always looking up stuff, but I don't know. I get agitated with people, so it tends to be the news I get. I mean, I just get... Like right now, I'm like more agitated with all the weird comments people are making towards the Biden administration. Like there was this one guy... Well, there's this one dude on Twitter that said, "What's the first thing the Bidens should do when they enter the White House?" And there were some weirdos out there saying all types of weird ones. But this one got to me. One was like, "Make sweet love wherever they want." What the hell is that all about?
That's a really good comment. I thought you were going to say something like really brutal or something. But that's a good one. I like that one.
But these people are weird.
No, I mean it's weird, but it's funny. It's at least funny. It's not like some weird typical right-wing baby boomer response of like, "Oh, spread socialism, blah blah blah." It's like, I'm sorry, he's not your Hitlerian socialist candidate that you're hoping him to be.
He definitely is not. He's just like, every time he's just a weird guy. But he's kind of a funny guy too, in a way.
That's why I say it's going to be a fun 4 years, because he's just a weird old man.
I mean, it's just like he goes and says one thing, and he's like, "Ah, damn it! Why did I say that? I probably shouldn't have said that. Please,
He's
please."
a congenial dude too. Like maybe every episode of this podcast, we just spend 10 minutes talking about the personage of Joe Biden, till eventually we get to interview him, and it's really just like us asking about like what is his day-to-day life like, what does he dream about, like not what his goals are or dreams, but like what is the literal content of his sleeping dreams. That's what I would want to know, to know the measure of a man.
I really wonder. I really wonder. Oh man, it's gonna be ay.
Buckle up. That's what we're in store for, an interesting 4 years.
Oh, I think. Oh, you say buckle up. He did a little campaign thing where he drove his car. He talked about his amazing car. I forgot what it was about, but
I missed this.
I think he was trying to promote American manufacturing and how we're going to build things back better or something like that. And he had what was it? Was he had like a Camaro or Corvette? I don't know. Is Corvette American, right? As you can tell, I'm a car person.
You're asking the wrong person. I'm also not a car person. That is typically one of the points in any Joe Rogan podcast where I tune out, is like, okay, there are two parts in any Joe Rogan podcast where I tune out. He starts talking about cars with a guest, or he starts talking about MMA with a guest. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff means.
MMA kind of interests me a little bit. Actually.
It's fun to watch. I just don't know anybody's name. I don't care to follow the drama or like the personal stories for all of the fighters or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested to watch people slug each other for no reason, but that's not the same thing as somebody who's like into MMA, where they're like trying to call shots and act like they know what's going on. And
That's true. I get interested. I mean, I'll watch. I mean, I'm actually interested in watching the Tyson. This is not MMA, but it's boxing. The Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. Oh, is that happening tomorrow? Oh, I think that's actually happening tomorrow.
Is it happening tomorrow? Or did it already happen?
I think it's tomorrow's actually happening. I'm actually interested in that fight. I mean, I've been watching Mike Tyson videos every so often.
He's an interesting dude. I watched his podcast interview with William Shatner not too long ago.
Oh, wait, that's right. He has his own podcast show.
Yes.
I forgot about that. That's
and
right.
It's interesting because he has like a co-host who does the majority of the interviewing often.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not entirely sure what that's about. It might just be that Mike Tyson doesn't feel 100% confident, or like maybe that's just his like support person. I don't know. Like, but he has a co-host, and they will both interview a person together, and it's an interesting format. It's a little unique and different. So that's the Mike Tyson podcast. I have nothing else to say about it.
Well, he does like a lot of other stuff. Considering he had his own, was it Adult Swim show for a while too, right?
Yeah. What was that show called? Norm Macdonald plays a pigeon. I just remember that's the thing I remember the most about it.
I've seen like 5-second clips off YouTube. It's made me laugh pretty hard. So, yeah. I mean, he does. He's just
yeah. It's called the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's Mike Tyson. He is an interesting guy, and I don't know. I think it's just amazing to see him get into shape and still be really scary.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting fight for sure.
Yeah. So
I'm going to be seeing it after the fact. I mean, I'm not going to be.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to pay for HBO or anything like that. But yeah. Anyway, well, maybe Mr. Biden will talk about it. He'll maybe mention it. Maybe he'll say, "Good job, Mike. Hit it hard." I don't know. he wants to be culturally relevant.
See, that's what I'm most interested in Biden now is like as cultural commentator. I would be more interested in the president in general if the president only existed as a cultural commentator. Trump's a terrible president, but as a cultural commentator, really fascinating. Like really fascinating.
I I mean, yeah, certainly this is gonna be. I really wonder what Biden's gonna say every time someone comes to him. I don't know about something that what how does he feel about what's another thing? I can't think of anything. How does he?
What does Joe Biden think about SpaceX or Elon Musk as a person?
There we go.
What is Joe Biden's thoughts about the name of Elon Musk's son? A name I can't even pronounce. It's unpronounceable. Much like the tetragrammaton.
Maybe it'll be like, yeah. He's a what would he say? He would probably be like, oh yeah, oh I don't know. That's it. He would say, I don't know.
Well, you've literally just described what the Biden presidency is going to be like for the next 4 years.
He is going to be our oldest president, so he'll
Really?
be 70. I think he's going to be our oldest
I
president.
thought
yeah.
Reagan was. I don't know. Okay, I don't remember.
Reagan was previously. I mean, what was he like 60 something? How old was he? I don't even know.
I'm gonna look it up really fast.
Oh, that's what Dave is here for. We can ask him. Dave, please look it up. Yeah, I know Reagan was our previous old one, and but I think now it's going to be Biden is going to be our oldest president ever, and he'll be coming in at what 79 or 78.
Don't ask me these questions because I don't know the answer to them.
Yeah, no, Biden. Yeah, I know. Well, if Bernie got it, he would have been our oldest one, and he's only a year older than Biden, which nobody actually realized.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Reagan was. Oh, yeah. Reagan was 69 at inauguration.
Okay.
So, okay. and you said how old is Biden?
Biden, I think, is 78 or going to be 78.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I believe, and Bernie is actually technically older than him. I wanted to note that Bernie is technically older than him by a year, but his mind is all there.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be with us forever.
Yeah. And then Nancy Pelosi is older than both of them, in case no one knew.
Do you know how old Pelosi is? I don't know how old she is.
Pelosi she's 2 years older than Biden.
So she's 80?
Oh, she should be about 80, yeah. She should be. Yeah, not many people realize that. I mean, there was this one interview where she kind of glitched. Where she went and like what was it? The guy was asking her a question, and then suddenly she just said, "Good morning, Sunday morning," and that was it. And you're like, "Wait, what?" In response to her, I mean, not unless she was being like, I don't know, sarcastic of some sort, but I seriously doubted it. When you watch it, it looked like she kind of glitched.
Yeah, the people in positions of power in our country are too old for the job. I feel like there needs to be a cap or something. There needs to be some kind of term limit because it's a little outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, our oldest person, I think, is Dianne Feinstein. I want to say her name is, from California.
Okay,
she's like 82 or 83. I believe. I think she's the oldest she's senator or representative. I forget, but she's the oldest, I think, person in Congress, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Biden's presidency. We'll see how things go. I mean,
Well, we're getting near the end of the show here.
oh,
So
well, okay.
we're coming on the last 6 minutes. So I'm going to take this time to do what we do every episode,
Yes, the most important thing of our show.
which is okay. This is perfect. I'm glad we took this extra time because I do want to talk a little bit about Dogecoin this week.
Yes. Yes.
There has
Go ahead.
been a little bit of a rally, and it has been exciting. We are now currently today 8:30 p.m. Friday, November 27th, 2020. Dogecoin is at 0.003276.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I think we were at 0.0021 or something like that.
Oh my god.
Last
That's
week.
huge.
Last show. That is huge.
That is, oh my god, folks, that's amazing.
It's following a giant rally that's going on with Bitcoin right now.
Okay.
I don't know why Bitcoin just decided to rally, and
Yeah.
it was previous. The last time it was at this level was back in 2018. So
Why was that?
Who knows?
Okay.
I don't think there's any logic to blockchain currency. It's just the pure mechanics of desire.
Well, Facebook is about to finally launch theirs kind of cryptocurrency.
They faced a lot of resistance, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think they've been able to make a compromise or something. I mean, they didn't make this. This was they helped with the funding of it. I think it's called Libra.
Yeah.
And I know, made a big investment into it. I think this was already like a small, I don't know too much, but they didn't make this. I don't think they made it in-house or anything like that. And
wait, what are you saying? Like they just outsourced somebody to make a cryptocurrency for them, and like
no, they just make it. I think they just made an investment into it. I guess they heard about it happening and made an investment into it, and they said they would partner with them and
I see
help with it. But they got so much scrutiny across on that cryptocurrency, and they're going to finally be releasing it. But the thing is, the value of the Libra thing is going to be connected to the dollar, so which is not really following what other cryptocurrencies do, which are completely independent.
Well, I'm actually kind of interested in that because that will kind of shake up the whole system in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know in what way it'll go, but it'll definitely shake things up.
Well, we'll find out in January and see what happens to the value of Bitcoin. I don't know why it's all suddenly. I mean, the markets have been are going up. I think since the Biden win.
Yeah, people are super psyched. The market, quote unquote, the market is super psyched about a Biden presidency, I think.
Yeah, because the economy's kind of still in shambles.
Yeah. No, I mean the stock market's been doing incredibly well the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, Matt. All right. Well, ending on that with the Dogecoin, and another great thing is we're going to be doing the show weekly. Now that we've kind of got all our things in order, right, Matt?
I mean, a facsimile of order, but yeah.
Yes. This is the plan anyway. So we should be back here next week, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, this is us signing off. Bye. It's still from somebody. Completely original. All right.
Later, y'all.
Later.